rescue one. Sheds hit the fan, we're overrun. Sending boys in the trucks with the 50 cals. Tell every swinging dick bring extra rounds. Hang in now, boys, we're on our way. Don't send them out of heaven before we get a taste. Whoa, cry havoc, let's slip the doors away. What you gonna do?
And happy Sunday to you folks. Welcome to the Double S Podcast. We're here. Somehow, somewhere, I'm losing my voice. It could be from the laughter that has just taken place and just the amazing time that we had in Norton, Kansas at the PBKS event number 3, man. What a weekend, y'all. We're feeling a little bit of, some road grime here. We're feeling a little bit, from the weekend. It's been hot and heavy. Going hard since Thursday here. Nonstop. And so, yeah, it's Sunday night. Hopefully you guys have been having a fantastic weekend and that we're coming to you here to wrap up your weekend with a cool deal to kind of go over. We're going to share some pictures with you, man. We're going to talk about the event, go over. I'm telling you, this thing was, we couldn't have scripted anything better. This weekend was everything we hoped it would be and then some. So much took place there. And so we're going to try to unpack a lot of that. We're going to go through all that good stuff and yeah, share some of that cool stuff with you here on this episode. Good chance it's a short episode here tonight as well, because as I said, feeling a little bit worn out here, ready to just kind of decompress myself and do a little wind down. The adrenaline drop has hit, and so we're ready to go. Let's see here. How about we pay the bills? Y'all, how about we do that? And we'll take it a little bit out of order here. This show, the Double S Podcast, brought to you by none other than the Heroes Media Group. Adam Bird, love you, brother. And all of the great podcast shows that are our brother and sister shows. I'm throwing pens around, sorry. That are on the Heroes Media Group. Check it out. Something for everybody, man. Resources galore in these shows and in the hosts that have them on the HMG. Something pretty much different each and every night. So go check it out, heroesmediagroup.com. Go check out their website, and you'll see all the different podcasts, including the Double S up there. Invite you to definitely go check them out. Let's see, who else? This series going through here. Attorney X, Dwayne Wally, our brother out there. Dwayne, love you, bud. And Attorney X, man, they're making it possible for us to put the PBKS on for our first initial season here to keep everything organized inside and give our participants something kind of cool to see. A lot of these folks that come out to these events, this is the first time they've ever done tournament fishing. So Attorney X, and it's how brilliant it is it's super easy to teach folks how to use this thing. It looks pretty cool when they can see their fish catches going up online. They can follow along, and at the end of the day, see the results there. And Dwayne has been amazing with us here with Attorney X. Thank you, man. Let's see. As far as the Double S goes, of course, you know it. Romans Warrior Foundation. Without the RWF, the TPO doesn't exist. PBKS doesn't exist. I'm not doing what I'm doing, and my life is a lot less happy and awesome. Because Mr. Brian Romans, his entire family, and all that they do and bring to the table is amazing. The healing they bring around this country as they move around with the different divisions that we have within the RWF, such as the big one, the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance. Folks, we're going to be in September. We're going to be at Lake of the Ozarks with the wall. The wall's coming to Osage Beach. And then the weekend after that, We're going to be up in Iowa at Cedar. I believe it's Cedar Falls, I think, is where we're going to be up in Iowa there. We'll have a lot more event information on that as we get closer. We're going to be up there with, of course, the TPO being on scene there to do some Romans Warrior Foundation field op event if we can put her together. And man, it's going to be amazing. Would love to see you out there. If I know we have a lot of connections there in the Missouri area. So if you're going to be in that area, Osage Beach in September, be watching here, be watching on my personal Facebook. And of course, the Romans Warrior Foundation, at Romans Warrior Foundation, go follow along there and you'll get all the information you need about where we're going to be with that. All right, what do we have here? Mr. Lovall, what's up, bro? How are you, man? Appreciate you tuning in while you're working down the road there. Doing a little, I feel like every time you jump on here, I want to play a little Jerry Reed, Eastbound and Down. Unless you're on your way back, then it'll be the West. He did another one, Westbound and Down, but yeah, not as good as Eastbound, of course. Man, appreciate you tuning in here. Missed you this last weekend, but appreciate your support of that event. And dude, yeah, we talked about you a lot. We made fun of you. We praised you. Just know you were in a lot of our conversations. And several people now know don't ever pull a scupper plug on Jason Lovell's kayak. Ever. We'll leave it at that. All right, let's see here. Norton, Kansas. That was the scene. This was our third event that we set up. We've been to New Mexico, and we've been over to Milford Lake, over by Fort Riley in Kansas. We've connected in now with 2 kayak fishing clubs, and now Norton, Kansas was the one we were connecting in with for the Colorado Club. And hoping to get, quite a few of their anglers to join in with us, come out here and break bread. There's a couple reasons we created the PBKS, and it's important to know so that you understand when I say that we hit everything we wanted to do and then some. I believe as a natural resolution, what will fall down eventually is that people need to make sure that they remember what it is they initially fell in love with about kayak angling and about the tournament side. And that is the community, man. It's the community, the connection, the camaraderie that comes with all that. And the shared interest, right? That was the main thing. For us, making the PBKS a DBA of my nonprofit, the purpose was to share that, all the positive things that come with doing these deals, giving a unique experience for folks and introducing a lot of new folks to this crazy world that we do on kayak fishing. And that is what we've exactly done these last 3 events, man. We've hit the mark of what we've been trying to do at all 3 events. And this one was a little surprising, and I'm going to share why. You got to stay with me here. Don't be a goofball and snap judgment on the first sentence that I say. Let me complete the sentence so you can understand what I'm getting at. The first event, we had 23 people. We brought 5 people from Colorado and 18 other people signed up for our event there in New Mexico. And we were blown away, man. The community down there is unbelievable how they rallied around this. We had boats in that one. We had kayaks in that one. A lot of folks joining in to come have some fun and hang out. It was super, super cool. Hey, we got Veteran Cranks joining in here, who is the official sponsor of this last event. Got some cool pictures to share of some of the baits that we gave away at this one here. We're going to have these custom-made crankbaits that Veteran Cranks provided for us. We're going to have them at each one of our events now leading up to the end here. So what's happening, brother? Appreciate you tuning in. I love your new profile picture there. That looks like a pretty darn good camping spot set up there. I'm a little bit jealous. We can't have fires out here because the whole western region of the United States is a tinderbox at this point. So yeah, looking good. So we achieved these goals of the PBKS from day one. We go to Kansas. Now, Kansas, we didn't have as many people sign up, but I'll tell you what, You want to talk about a community coming together to make it possible for us to take several people out and put that gathering together. The donations, the generosity of the Kansas kayak anglers and the Nebraska anglers that chipped in for that Milford Lake event, it took us aback. It just blew us away. There was some like over $900 that they chipped in for it. It pretty much turned that trip that we did to Milford. I think we had to come out of pocket of like $100, $200 max is what it finally ended up being. That's phenomenal, folks. With the price of gas these days, folks, it was, I mean, just to give you an idea, Milford Lake round trip, hauling the kayaks, getting the gear there in our pickup to get to and fro was over $500 just in gas. So that kind of generosity, man, to back us up, to make it possible for us to be able to put this event on and keep moving forward. It blew us away there. Just fantastic. And we met a lot of cool new Kansas and some Nebraska, folks that came down to fish with us. So that was super cool. We also took a pair of vets from Colorado. We took them out there so they could see what Milford looked like. Even with the wind, it was a great time. So going into Norton, the bar was set kind of high. And I'll be honest, come Wednesday of last week when we closed the registration, I was... and here's the part where I'm going to ask you to be an adult and follow me through with this while I complete this. I was disappointed. I was disappointed in the lack of participation from the CKB anglers. I know inside the CKB, there's a ton of vets, there's first responders, and there's folks that I know are good people that, get behind and support that kind of stuff. And I was really hoping to see that community side of things really kick in, for the home club. And it just didn't. And so we were kind of watching that real close going, wow, man. Okay. Now, having said that, here's the other side of this. Something that this old guy has learned over time. You know what? People got lives. And we understand that. We appreciate that. We can't expect our motivation, our participation out of other people. And we have to be reasonable about that. That's pretty much the nonprofit game, right? There were just a couple areas there that it kind of struck us a little funny that, wow, man, not a single mention about this event other than what we did. Right? I mean, we had to make mention of this type deal, but it wasn't echoed by anyone outside of the TPO. Just a little bit weird, right? A little bit disheartening in some areas, but it is what it is. I don't have time for worrying about silly stuff that is beyond our control. So we're not going to worry about it. We're not going to concern on it. So we went forward with this. We had several of the TPO team members that were coming in. We had several vets coming in. We had people flying in from Alabama to join in this event that we were bringing in. We were taking in a very special Marine we were taking over there. And on top of that, something extra special for me personally was the fact that one of the volunteers that came along to make my life easier was actually my son. So to get out with my adult son, to go fishing with him, extra special trip for me, right? It was a great Father's Day gift. We were very excited with that. And just having some tight friends around. And I'll tell you what came out of this right out the gates. My worry about whether the trip would be, have enough people, have enough support, was completely unfounded. Because it was the perfect amount of people that were there Friday and Saturday night. We had 10 people total. And I got to tell you, give or take 5, 6, maybe 3, 4 people on that. That is what really, because everybody was together in one area. No little cliques were being formed. None of that bullshit was going on. Plenty of little conversations going on, but everybody was around camp right there, man. And dude, seeing a couple combat vets begin to share stories, one from the Marine Corps, one from the Army, and to see them, they were in real similar times early on, '04 range, then '08. And to see them playing off each other with areas and places they had seen, both, likewise, they're throwing out the alphabet soup left and right, and both of them knew exactly what the other was talking about. And watching that kind of stuff unfold, dude, I gotta tell you, it was exactly why we designed this. It was a tier 2 event for the TPO. And it was where I've always said, and I've always told people this, our tier 1 events are the gateway, right? We try to see if you want to get involved, see what you think about it. Tier 2's where that healing truly happens, man. When you get out there, you got a couple days worth of fishing. We fished 2 days strong out there at Norton, had an amazing time with that. But then it was the time back at camp. We had a phenomenal cabin there at Norton. Those cabins are off the chain, super inexpensive for the big scheme of things, and really awesome. And then, of course, Brother Jay once again shows up with that monstrous RV that he brings on scene to help provide all the food service that we need there. Because Jay and his family provided breakfast for us on Friday and Saturday morning. Amazing to have breakfast while getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. We put up a big 40-cup deal of coffee. That just so happens on YouTube, tuning in, Mr. Anthony Barrera, Great Event New Mexico, Michigan accomplished. Thank you all. Yeah, brother, we couldn't do it without you, man. We couldn't do it without that awesome support. Anthony Barrera, tournament director, New Mexico, Army vet, bought the TPO for the first PBKS event. He bought a 40-cup coffee maker so that we could make sure to have enough coffee on hand for everybody. And apparently, I don't know how to make it strong enough, whatever. But the point is, we were able to we've taken that now to 2 of the 3 events because we supplied that. And yeah, dude, we were brewing up coffee for everybody there. So we had coffee, Jay providing the breakfast over there at the RV. It was amazing. And it was just unreal, dude, to be able to get up, go do that stuff, and then go fishing all day. It almost, the tournament was exactly in the position that it should have been, which was there was also a tournament going on. But that gathering, getting everybody together, yeah, we had timelines. We were getting up at 4:30 in the morning, dude, and we were trying to get on the water before, at first light, the closest we could get to that. There was a boat tournament going off. Hey, shout out to Jim Lopez. Jim, brother, thank you for stopping by the cabin over there. There was, I believe it was Pikes Peak Bass Club that was over there, and Jim was over there from Colorado. They were fishing at the same weekend. Jim saw the truck. He saw that I was on scene there at Norton, so he stopped. He saw my truck and stopped in at the cabin, and so it's cool to see a familiar face in there. What do we got here? Hey, you all's good. Just got off the Current River. Yes. Well, awesome, man. Good to see. Hopefully you had a fantastic day fishing on the river down there in Missouri land. So yeah, man, this thing went off and it was amazing. And I want to give some shout outs, man. Obviously, let's start with the TPO team, the family. These are people that have started by going out with us, now donate their free time and volunteer to help us put these other events on and continue to keep the TPO mission moving forward. Going from being a participant to somebody who's got a vested stake in the show, man, trying to bring this type of healing to more of our brothers and sisters out there. Jay, nobody bigger when it comes to what he has done. And the time he continues to give us, the resources he shares, his experience, his stories, his laughter, his welcoming nature. He is just one of the coolest human beings ever built. And we had the honor and the privilege to have Papa John, Jay's dad, flew in from Alabama and joined us at this event to go bass fishing with us, which was something he hadn't done in a long time himself. These guys are fly fishermen that we've introduced, and now we're corrupting them into the conventional world. So to share some space and time with his dad, John, it's no wonder to me just the type of character and person that Jay is after meeting his dad. I see where it comes from, man. And we're going to show you some pictures of them here shortly. It was off the chain, dude. It was amazing. Super cool. Brickland, Brick, brother, the stuff that people don't see that you do for us is the stuff that, be honest with you, that I couldn't do without, and I appreciate the most. Always bringing ideas to the table, helping me form game plans on where we need to be focused, things, just chiming in. He never has an over opinionated deal other than here's some sound advice, here's an idea, here's a connection. On top of that, showing up to these events. He's got 3 little ones at home, y'all. And, he's got a wife and a family at home. One of his little girls was even going through and fighting with some health stuff a little bit, some temporary health stuff she was dealing with. He still cut out the time and came out there because he was bringing the plaque, the championship plaque that he handmade for us to put together on this deal. And it was going to go to our top placing vet during this deal. And so for him to cut through into his own personal time and come out there, break bread, share the space with us, and then turn around and fly back, go back, take care of home base even more. And he's busy with a job, dude. Brick, we love you, brother, and thank you so much. And then for this event, one of our key volunteers that, I'll tell you what, this young man busted his ass from the moment we set foot, we touched down, to the moment we left. Ryan, my son, unbelievably proud of you, dude, and thank you so very much for everything that you did for this event to make this so special. And I know it changed him. He got a chance to share space with some amazing human beings, man, and that was super, super cool for him at 23, 24 years old to be able to take that in. And who knows, maybe we get him the bug. Maybe he starts coming out kayak fishing with us, in some of the tournaments or whatever. Who knows? We'll see. Last but not least, Brother Kenny, TPO, team member and volunteer, and the man that helped us get this trailer, going in the very beginning. His work, it was a joint team effort between Kenny and then Colorado Chassis jumping in to build that cage. Kenny, thank you, dude, for cutting time out of your day, for coming out there, and for bringing Paul, another vet, out there to join in with us. Fishing was tough for all of us out there, but appreciate your time. And I hope you had a good time there and know how appreciated you were for you being there. And then our other participants, let's get into some of these. There was several civilians that showed up that I just, as a fellow civilian, thank you, man, for coming and joining in with us here. Terry, brother, you were awesome, extremely generous. With the guys on the water, sharing advice for them, helping them get ready. A lot of them, a lot of the guys we had out there were brand new to this stuff. So Terry, you sharing your experience with these guys, they all commented on how number one, thankful they were for your tips, hanging out. They really enjoyed meeting you. That was super good. Craig McMillan joining us out there, donating in to help make this event go off, breaking bread with us, chiming in with some pretty good time jokes in there as well, sharing stories around the campfire. Appreciate you, Craig. That was super cool. And then, like I said, and then of course Paul was in there as well. Paul Bissonette, and we appreciate him joining up. To several of you guys, we had a few people that had to back out towards the end. We missed you. We're hoping that we can, next event, when we start putting some of these around a little bit more frequently around there, we'll get a chance to get out with you. The PBKS is not going anywhere. I can tell you, especially after this weekend and seeing what we saw here. Dude, it's doing exactly what we wanted it to do as a tier 2 outreach program, how we've kind of set it up. It's doing exactly what we want there. So several guys, brother Jason, for donating in. He could not make it, knew he couldn't make it, still signed up for the event to donate in to help us, basically provide this weekend. And several other people on that list that basically did that just to make sure. Brother Terry, by the way, donated like twice. He signed up and paid us twice. Tried to give him his money back. He said, no, keep it. And then he donated again once we got there, just to help supply for food and such. So Terry, we appreciate you guys. And yeah, man, just the people. And of course we brought a Marine in there. And out of respect, we don't share the name of the people that we bring to these events. We let them do that on their own. He had an amazing time, to say the least. We'll be sharing the pictures. Let's go ahead and get to those right now. This thing was set up from top to bottom. Norton, Kansas, right now running low on water. But there's a theory we have after being there and talking to some people around town. On Thursday night, we were in town talking to some locals. There's a good chance that Norton has been down for quite some time, but there's a chance that maybe the water is on the rise and starting to come up. It makes that place a hard challenge, pretty high pressured. The fish were definitely in a funk. Friday we fished all day, and Saturday, of course, we fished all day, and it was hard fishing out there. We had 3 guys get 4 fish. I got 3 fish. And then several of us, several guys got 1 fish, and several good guys got no fish for tournament day. It was a tough one through and through. The boaters that were out there, several of them were leaving early, about noon. There was a 10-boat tournament going on there, and several of those guys were punching out around noon. They were done. They didn't want to deal with it anymore, and the wind was starting to go a little bit. We stayed back up in a cove for the most of the day and just picked the meat off of every bone that we could find back there. So things went pretty well for us, there. It was just slow going. You really had to slow down to find the fish. And it was kind of sporadic here and there, how and when they were hitting. But nevertheless, we get out there Thursday, get camp set up, go into town, get a few supplies from the grocery store for dinner, and then stop at the 110 Bar and Grill there in town and had supper. They have amazing food. Their burgers are off the chart, and it's ridiculously cheap. So we all sat around the table there, had some dinner, chatted it up, and then went back to camp. Got things prepped up for breakfast in the morning. Got up Friday morning, 4:30, bright and ugly. Jay and I both getting up. I was working on the coffee on my side. He started getting breakfast going. Then John got up. John cooking breakfast for us. Had some eggs and bacon, man, all around the camp there. Had eggs and bacon right there on Friday morning. Got out of there and got over to the ramp by 6 a.m. It was awesome. And we launched. We got out. We were off and running 6:30 or so, I'd say. And we were starting to get the move on. And, started going to work. And it was kind of sporadic. The guy behind me, our Marine, did not catch a single fish all day. Now, keep in mind, he's kind of new to it, right? So there were some technique stuff that he was kind of new to and wasn't too sure. And this was hard fishing. We landed, we found some striper out there. We played around with those guys. My son smacked like a 20-inch striper that damn near tried to rip the rod out of his hand. Then the striper tried to run into his boat, run into my boat. My boat tried to run into Ryan's boat. It was a Chinese fire drill going off out there. It was crazy. But he landed him. He got him in. We got him measured, put him up there. We got some pictures of that. But Friday, man, yeah, it was tough fishing, but we felt like by the end of the day, we started to really kind of figure out, okay, I think we know what the game plan is, what we're going to do. So it was cool to share that with him, that's what practice is about. It's not necessarily about catching fish as much as it is getting a good game plan of where you think they're at, what you think we need to do. So we did that. Went back, had a barbecue, had the meeting there. Brick showed up, Kenny showed up. Several of those guys were getting in on Friday, so that was super cool. And then rinse and repeat, dog. They, Jay, his dad, and my son sat at their camp making breakfast sandwiches for the entire group. These were some biscuits with egg and cheese and bacon on this stuff, wrapped up in tin foil and handed out a couple sandwiches to everybody so we could take them in the yak and get going there. Super, super cool. Sat around drinking coffee and watching these guys put this all together. We go over, we get launched, we start the day, and amazing. The guy that I had out there, my Marine, he 2 fish for the day. His first 2 ever largemouth bass. One of our other team members got his first ever largemouth bass. He had never caught a largemouth before. He'd been in Colorado. He caught mainly smallies. So to have these, first time things going off, the smiles were aplenty. So without further ado, let's go ahead and share some of these pictures. And through this time, I'm going to also be shouting out the sponsors because we'll have some good sponsor photos in here as well. So let's see here. We got this set of pictures. Let's get this set up. I'm going to basically make this, I think. Yeah, here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to select it all. We'll just start rolling through it here. We're going to open. And let's see, did that? No, it didn't share. So we're going to share something different. Let's remove this. Stop screen. Let's share our window right here. And we couldn't have scripted this any better. The top placing vet of the event won the wooden American flag that Mr. Bricklin made. And it happened to be none other than the Marine that we took to this. With his 2 fish, it placed him as the top placing vet. Now, the technical top placing vet was Justin Bricklin. He won the event. But as he said, I'm not taking my own flag. He made this for the guys to share with his brothers and sisters. So he got the medal for first place, but we rolled this down to the top placing vet that wasn't part of, obviously, the TPO. And it was our Marine that we brought with us here. And brother, couldn't be any happier for it. This was super, super cool for him to pick this up. Got some pictures here. This was a secondary ramp that we decided to go launch from. We decided not to launch from the main ramp because of the boat tournament that was going on and because of the amount of time we needed to take with our 4 kayaks to get them all launched and get them set. So we went over. Craig was getting his boat launched. We might have been taken out here. That might have been what this was. But yeah, as you can tell, the look on my face, we caught ourselves a drum here. He smacked the heck out of the jig that we were throwing around. And yeah, in Minnesota we called these things sheephead. Out here they call them drum. But yeah, they're gross fish. They look pretty from a distance. Let's see here. No, we're not going to share that one there. All right, there we go. Videos I'm not going to share with you, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I have a potty mouth, and I'm not going to put that out here just yet. We will edit some of these videos and put some music over them, and then we'll share the cool stories that go with those. But yeah, pretty much it's me every time ruining the shot, saying, dropping F-bombs, doing this and that. This was Papa John, and what a postcard-like picture. He's in one of our new Canoe Unlimiteds and fishing one of the, big stumps that's up there. The fog in the morning. This is an amazing shot that Jay got of his dad fishing in here. And folks, and to be part of this, to be able to watch a father and son out here, this was super cool. Seeing these guys reunite with fishing as that common ground again. Different kind of fishing than what they grew up with, but still fishing, still out at the campsite. And, man, it was amazing. Brother Terry out here, and we caught him in there. He was probably wondering why we were snapping pictures. We were trying to see what bait he was using. Terry just missed first place by half an inch. He got 4 fish up there, like 58.5. Brick locked up 59 inches. Terry was able to start unraveling the day on a very hard fishery for sure. This is a picture of, that's me on the left-hand side. Yep. And that's my son holding up one of the bass that he smacked here off of, I think, a jig or a Ned head, something like that. And, yeah, this was our Marine behind us was getting a good shot of it, of him getting there. I was coming over to the side to show him how to get the picture, how to get it submitted and all that good stuff for tournament day. That's Brother Jay and his dad out there re-rigging up. And Jay was probably snagged on something. Like every time Jay snagged, I snagged. We were snag bros as things were going on there throughout the day. And yeah, here we go. Jay's wife, pretty much setting the bar there and making everybody jealous. Look at the shit-eating grin on Jay's face here. She made Jay and Jay's dad snackle boxes. put a loving note on the thing and sent the snackle box along. And the look that he's given the camera right there is the same look he gave us every time he was digging his little rat claws in there, snatching up his snacks in the middle of the dang kayak while the rest of us are out here, all in envy and jealous. So thanks, Jay. Appreciate that. But now we're thinking TPO snackle boxes or a snackle bag. Who knows? We'll come up with something. I think this was Ryan. We spent a lot of the day snagged. There was a lot of snagging going on with a lot of the baits that we were throwing. And so, but I'm happy to report that we got most of them back, right? We donated a few pieces of tackle in there. This was the tow routine. We because of the wind that was basically predicted there, we had just the bow mounts running. But yeah, I had my Marine tied behind me here for day one. And we were out cruising along. Had the new canoe fleet in full effect. This was tournament day, and this Marine's first ever largemouth bass, and she was a fun one. He smashed up a couple. This was one of the two fish that helped put him into position to win that deal. As you can tell by the look on his face, pretty darn stoked. This is not only his first largemouth. This is his first freshwater. He grew up on the coast, so all his fishing has been salt. So for us to put him also on his first bass, his first freshwater fish, unbelievable. This combat vet that come out, he is now part of the TPO family. Love you, dog, and hope you had an amazing time out there, which we know he did. He let us know several times. Brother Jay getting it done, finding himself a fish or two out there as well. Like I said, it was tough fishing, but we found them. We were able to get on some fish. That was our striper there, 20-inch striper that Ryan picked up. We had our little barge atoll put together here and got some good video and such of it. Terry jumping in on that striper game. He got himself a good probably 15, 16-inch striper there as well. It was kind of cool because we had like 5, 6 kayaks all around this big big flat out here that the striper were running, hunting fish, pushing fish around. And so it was so super cool to be just in talking distance of everybody throwing, baits around each other and pulling fish out. It was amazing. Super, super fun. Another couple good shots of Terry over here talking. Terry was amazing, just sharing, a lot of stuff on the lake, talking to the guys and helping them out, kind of get used to the whole thing. Super cool. There we go. Yes, Survival Frog. Our Marine won at the raffle a Tesla lighter. Very pleased. He was very happy to get that. Super cool. Those Tesla lighters are something slick, man. And he won himself that one. This was some of the video here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there we go. I'll let you see this. This is the striper that hit him. Now, what you're going to see also, I'm trying to get a net for him because he's got 8-pound test. The fish got in my live scope. My motor has a problem right now. It won't respond to my remote, and it took off and went right after him. The kid's football came in, and he stiff-armed my boat and knocked me away there. And I was able to get the net down, and we were able to finally get this thing in a net. He fought that with 8-pound test, did a hell of a job, fought the thing through, despite the tether line and all the boats, trying to crash in together. What you didn't see in the video before that is the fish jumped into his motor, so he had to turn spot lock off. It jumped into my motor, so I had to turn spot lock off. And then I tried to hit spot lock again, and the Minn Kota took off on me. I got to tell you, I'll do this on a different episode, but this kayak Tarova that I got a lemon. This thing is a piece of junk. I need to get a hold of Shields and find a way to get that thing scored away because that motor guide that's on the blue one is twice the motor, better on everything all the way around. So, but yet another guy that bought one at the same time with me, his has been rock solid, his Minn Kota. So I think I just got a bad batch or a bad deal. But yeah, super cool. Got the fish in. That was a striper. This was one, I think the second fish for my homeboy here picking it up. There's a little one that I picked up. A couple good shots. The fog, man, just set for a really cool morning there and allowed us to kind of get out there and stay out there without really worried about too much about the sun. But these morning shots were super cool. Taking our time working. You had to kind of work slow around here. And then, of course, these guys, that's both of them eating out of their snackle boxes. Jerks. They were just rubbing it in most of the time. I think this was right before he hooked into that striper. There it was. That was his striper. We got it on the bump board and got her measured up, almost 20 inch. It was a good looking fish. And it, like I said, nearly tried to rip the rod out of his hands. Was pretty wild. Boys out there catching fish out by the dam, getting some good shots. Had a good, getting some pictures of his. And you can see the proximity we were to each other. We were close enough so every fish that we got, we were able to get it pictured, get a lot of capture these moments up for sure. And that made it just extra special. It was super, super cool to share in this. Papa John bagging himself a good one that day. Ryan out there doing some more. This was from the launch. We launched the main boat ramp is on the other side. We came over to this side and launched. Quite frankly, way easier for the kayaks, I think. It was a much better setup. Bunch of grip and grins on tournament day here. I was showing him the camera just so he could get a closer look. Couple cool beach shots of the fleet of new canoes you see running all the way down the line here. Just one bona fide all the way at the very end. The rest, that's all new canoes all the way down the line. Unlimiteds and U10s chugging down the water. Papa John with another one. That was on Thursday. Brother Jay hitting some. Here we're at the awards. And we do an award for the last place. And what it is the last place that Tourney X decides to place. So however that sorts it out by the end of the day, it happened to be Papa John on that day. So he got the You Stink loser medal for the day, and he was pretty pleased with that. But he also won quite a few other things, scored himself a hat, won quite a few things in the raffle. So he had a good day of catching fish and getting some loot here for on his way out. And it doesn't happen without, just like I said, the awesome sponsors, man. Not even going to talk about this. We'll let Brother Brick talk about this on a different episode. That is his deployable PFD that you see around his head right there. But we'll get back to that. Snackle box. This is around camp. This is the RV. This was, let's see, what was it? This was dinner, night one. No, this had to be night two. This was our night two. Coming over here and having some dinner, getting everything all set up, and sitting around camp. So yeah, super cool. Having some pulled pork. Back to the water. More water shots. Had a pretty good. Our Marine was getting himself a picture of some of the techniques. He's getting some video of the fishing. Boys out here. The wind started getting choppy on tournament day here. This was tournament day, and you can see the wind that was blowing up here. And it was a good thing we had the spot lock rolling, man. It did its job, and very thankful for those unlimiteds. They do a heck of a job there with the stability. We spent most of the day like this. My Marine facing back, me towing him like that, and that way he could fish the backside. It is a trick, I'll tell you, learning how to navigate a 24-foot kayak. But we got it figured out on how we do that. We spot them, get them on the fish, and let them get going. And I just have to aim things just right so they can fish the area that I want them to. And on this day, it turned out. A couple good cheese and shots out here. Super cool to see. So proud of being out with each and every one of these guys out here. 2 civilians in that group, and then a pile of veterans. Not sure what he was focused on. He was doing something out there. And that does it for the on the water stuff. Let's see here. We got some off the water. This is where we'll share this one as well. Open. Let me share that screen real fast for you. This was at the awards here. All right, Brother Craig winning himself a camping table during the draw, which is a pretty cool deal. Let's see here. This was night one. Yes, this was night one, our first night there, Thursday night, sitting around having chow, goofing it up a little bit, getting a good shot. Or this might even been breakfast. This was breakfast, Friday morning breakfast, our first morning there. Everybody getting a chance to join in breakfast before we head out. This is first thing in the morning. Vicious fishing getting handed out. Our Marine scored himself some fishing braid and floral. And then, of course, we had an Eagle Claw book that was prized out, and Papa John won that. Handful of baits that Craig brought to donate to us. Of course, his had himself a T-shirt. He had all kinds of swag. We got him a bag so he could put his loot in that. Hats off to Greg and the entire team at Vicious Fishing. We continue to be able to give away Vicious Fishing at each one, the line at each one of these events. Looking forward to continuing to do that with some of the no fade braid in the future here. We're going to try to stock up on that. Telling you, if you haven't tried that braid yet, go get it. American made braid. And I'm telling you right now, awesome line. Mr. Kenny got the big bass of the day and the second place vet. So he got himself some hardware here. Like I said, we spare no expense around here. Got a little trophy, got a medal. Brother Kenny, he scored himself pretty well from the tournament side. Good picture with my homie here, and just super proud of him for him working his tail off. Didn't catch fish on Thursday, man. He was a little worried going into the tournament, and I'll be honest with you. I told the guys on Friday night, Friday night, that I got one mission, man, and that is to get him on fish. That is all I'm here to do, is get him around fish. We were successful. He did his job. Bang. Got himself locked up. Here it is, Veteran Cranks. These are a couple of the baits that we were giving away here. Veteran Cranks tuning in tonight here. We appreciate you, brother. These guys were thoroughly pleased over these baits that we were able to give away. And the smallest bag that we had went to none other than Ryan. He got the not even close medal that he was able to cash in there and hand it out. He had the smallest bag that was being submitted for the day. This was the breakfast chain that was going on tournament day morning. Making up these egg sandwiches with bacon and cheese. It was unbelievable. That's John on you can't see his head. That's Jay, and that's Ryan. These guys were whooping up a whole batch of these for everybody, for the 10 guys that were there. Unbelievable, super grateful. And I'm telling you right now, this is the stuff it's about. This was so cool. And those sandwiches are damn good, y'all. I mean, hands down. Quite the production line they had going here. And getting these sandwiches all whooped up for everybody. And here's the crew at the end, almost everybody in here, sitting out here. These guys, what an awesome weekend. Perfect number of people. Great stories, tons of laugh. My voice is still almost gone. My gut's sore from laughing so much. We even had some camp turkeys. They were hanging out around Craig's tent. Thought they were going to go in his tent. Craig was going to have himself some turkey dinner. But turkeys around the campsite there. Another picture of the Veteran Cranks, and I believe Brother Kenny won that. This was the last place toilet seat ribbon that Papa John won. He wore it with pride. But I believe Brother Kenny won himself the Veteran Crank stuff, which was super cool. Raffling this stuff off. And that's that. Folks, I'm telling you, man, the unbelievable outcome from this. Remove isolation. Mission accomplished. We got people together. We got guys that were kind of hermiting up. We got them outdoors. We got them connected in. Rebuild community. Mission accomplished. Brought people together from an existing community, bringing new people in, spurred the interest of some of those new folks, and we're creating our own community to boot. That's the other thing. The PBKS TPO, we're creating, and all its volunteers, we are creating our own community in this section. Maybe we're not for everybody. That's totally cool, whatever. But there's something really unique that comes with these type of events, and we're creating that camaraderie. The statement was once again made, even if I don't catch a fish, I've already had an amazing time, and this was day one. Even if I don't catch a fish, This is exactly what I needed, and I'm having an amazing time. Dude, that carries weight. Now, obviously, you start catching some fish, and it adds to it, dude. And we hear that from our Tier 1 events, Tier 2 events, you name it, dude. It all comes together with that. The sponsors, that continues. Survival Frog, huge player. Kistler, Kenny, we got some pictures. We'll definitely be getting more of those. Kenny Hood won the Kistler Rod and Reel. We'll be getting some posts together. We're going to do a social media push from the PBKS, from all of these pictures of the guys and the people that won from each one of these, and we can give the shout outs then. They're also going to try to do this and give some shout outs and thanks. But yeah, Kenny Hood won the Rod and Reel setup here. Super pleased, because he actually ended up breaking a rod that day, so it was cool to kind of replace that a little bit in there. But just amazing sponsors that put all this together to allow us to do this, from Vicious to Catch to Tourney X. We've said them before. Untamed Sportsman. We gave away a pile of plastics at this. We got a lot of guys very interested in going and checking out the Untamed Sportsman. We got a new one coming from also New Mexico down there. I'm going to wait to make the announcement here official, but we got another sponsor that wants to chip in. Anglers in Action for Christ. Brother Shane, dude, those Ned Nasty baits were working. This is on a tough day of fishing. They were putting a few fish in the boat for the guy behind me and myself. I'll tell you that. The Ned Nasty was doing its job from Anglers in Action, man. So go check those guys out. Yeah, dude, it was an awesome deal through and through. We're a little bit weathered here, folks. We're going to go ahead and start to wrap this thing down and get this off here. We'll be getting a social media push. Our next event, PBKS, is almost Missouri. It's in Kansas again. I know it seems like we're going to Kansas a lot. Well, we are, and there's good fishing there. But this one where we're going is going to be aimed at not only Kansas, but also our Missouri brothers and sisters. We're going to try to bring some of them over for this event, because this one's going to be a fundraiser that we're going to be doing for the local VFW post there. This will be the Billy Ray Floyd Memorial event that we're going to put together. We're gonna try to figure out the structure of that. Once we figure out how it'll be structured, we will fully disclose how we're going to try to set this thing up, and what your donations and what your entry fees will go to. For the whole thing, I should say just donations, because that's all they are. What your donations will go to, how it'll be, worked together in this, so that the TPO can afford to get over there, and we can make a donation in Billy Ray Floyd's name. That happens to be the Marine veteran who passed away. That is our team member Stoney Floyd's dad, Mr. Billy Ray Floyd, and so he loved the VFW in his hometown there, and that's who we're going to try to take care of. So we'll be getting more into that. That's going to be way over, almost in Missouri, but it's still in Kansas. So we'll be setting. That's in August is when we're coming over for that. That's going to be a great time. What do we got here? We got some stuff here. Great stuff, Gene. Dude just happened to be the Pied Piper, right? I play the deal, and the rest of the guys, they do the work just the same. It was an amazing time. It truly was, beyond what I could have thought. What's Jason got? Great time. Had memories made. You appreciate it. Thank you. Absolutely, brother. This memories were for sure made. That one I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt for myself, for pretty much everybody that attended that. I don't think we'll be forgetting about this trip anytime soon. It was super cool. And not for nothing, folks. It was, you can do these things, not expensive to get out and do that stuff with your buddies, especially if you're doing it with 2-3 people. Split the cost like that. You can go make a weekend like that, and it's a quick drive to get over there, not too far. So, all right, folks, I'm a little scatterbrained. We're going to wrap this thing up here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the pictures, enjoyed the stories. We're going to have a lot more stories coming down. We're going to be doing, like I said, a lot more social media stuff to thank all the sponsors with the giveaways. We got pictures from each one of those folks that won the prizes. We'll be sharing those soon enough to kind of put all that together. So thank you all so very much. I believe next week, what do we have here? Next week, more than likely, there will be no show. We're going to be, no, that's 4th of July weekend. Yeah, there's going to be a show. Yeah, we'll be one. 4th of July weekend. It's the week after that there won't be, but just watch the page there. We'll have plenty of stuff to post up there so that you can stay in the loop. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Tight lines. Be safe. Take care of each other. And God bless.